Ever lived with someone who believes paying rent is a capitalist scam, steals your leftovers, and uses your towel like it's community property? No? Lucky you. For the rest of us, welcome to the psychological escape room called Roommates, where personal space is a myth and sanity is negotiable. From the 3 a.m. microwave goblin to the human dumpster who thinks mold is a spice, these are the top 10 worst roommates you could ever have. Let's count them down and try not to scream. 10. The free spirit who forgets rent is real. They're not into capitalism, but they're really into your Wi-Fi and oat milk. They float in like a cloud of incense, promise they'll manifest the rent, and then disappear every first of the month like Houdini with a ukulele. Their work is an Etsy shop that hasn't sold anything since 2019. You'll find them meditating naked in the living room, surrounded by crystals, blasting throat singing at 6 a.m. When you ask about the money, the universe provides. Too bad the landlord doesn't accept chakras. 9. The passive-aggressive note. Writer. Instead of saying anything like a human being, they leave sticky notes. Hundreds. Color-coded. Underlined. Please don't breathe loudly after 10 p.m. Clean the microwave again. Their entire conflict resolution strategy is basically stationary-based warfare. The kitchen becomes a battleground of Post-its and unspoken rage. Eventually, you start replying in your own notes. Congrats! You live in a Cold War sitcom. No talking. Just notes, death glares, and mild psychological warfare over a sponge. 8. The amateur chef with a death wish. They love to cook, but not like safely. They deep fry bacon shirtless. They leave gas burners on because it makes the place feel warmer. You'll wake up at 3 a.m. to find them trying to flambe cereal. The smoke alarm cries for help nightly. They once made fusion ramen using NyQuil and sriracha. And cleaning? Never heard of her. Every surface is sticky. And that one spoon? Theirs. Always in the sink, growing penicillin. Gordon Ramsay would pass out. 7. The Nightcrawler. You don't know what they do for a living. You've never seen them in daylight. They slither out of their room at 2 a.m., shuffle around like a Sims glitch, microwave something wet and mysterious, and vanish. Their door is always closed, always locked. Sometimes you hear chanting, or crying, or power tools? You once tried knocking. The door didn't open, but something slid under it. Was it a lizard? A threat? You don't ask questions anymore. You just avoid the hallway after sunset. 6. The walking trash pile. They don't live in the apartment. They infest it. Every dish they've ever used is still there, building a bacteria culture so robust NASA would study it. Socks in the fridge, cups with things growing. You once found an onion under their bed that had sprouted limbs. They treat the trash like a modern art installation. You've begged them to clean, but they just shrug and say, "It's not that bad." No, it's biohazard. You're not roommates. You're cohabiting in a live-action hoarder horror show. 5. The couple's timeshare roommate. You agreed to live with one person. Then suddenly there's 2. Their partner now showers here, eats your leftovers, and has a toothbrush and opinion on the thermostat. They say, "Oh, it's just temporary," but it's been 11 weeks. They watch shows together on your Netflix, loudly. They fight, loudly. They make up, even louder. You can't complain because then you're the villain ruining true love, but their rent is still 50%, and their volume, 400%. 4. The totally chill guy who's definitely a criminal. He's always got cash, never a job. His friends come and go at 3 a.m. wearing hoodies and twitchy expressions. He says he resells sneakers, but you've never seen shoes, just random laptops and 5 boxes of burner phones. Once, a cop knocked and asked, "Is Marcus home?" You don't know Marcus, but you said no. Then moved your passport to a safe place. You don't make eye contact anymore. You just pray your apartment doesn't become evidence. 3. The emotional collapse in human form. They cry every day, in the kitchen, in the shower, in your room, uninvited. Every conversation spirals into how their ex never really loved them, or how Mercury being in retrograde destroyed their aura. You tried being supportive, but they ate your weed gummies and called their mom mid-panic attack about the void. They vacuum at midnight for control. You're no longer a roommate. You're a 24/7 unpaid therapist with trauma of your own now. 2. The Invasive Theater Kid. Everything is a performance. They sing constantly, loudly, in every room. Once during your Zoom interview, they rehearse monologues at 7 a.m., stomp like they're doing Riverdance, and cry on cue just to stay in character. You made the mistake of saying good morning, and they launched into a 3-act scene about their coffee being too cold. They've named your house plants. They say things like, "This space has good acoustics for vulnerability. You just wanted peace. Now you live in glee, but without the talent. The one who steals your food, soul, and sanity. This is the apex predator of bad roommates. They gaslight you into thinking your missing pizza was a hallucination. You label things, they eat them out of spite. You install a camera, they accidentally knock it over. They borrow your clothes, your charger, your identity. Once they applied for a credit card in your name, as a joke. They microwave fish. They use your towel. They have no boundaries and even less shame. You start questioning if you're the crazy one. You're not. They are. Move out or fake your own death.